Welcome once more to the hallowed halls of our grand library. Today our tale takes us into the depths of history where we shall uncover the secrets of the War of the Satyr. Join me, Hogarth the Orcslayer, as we weave the tale of this ancient conflict. Understanding the origins of the Satyr begins with Xavius. Xavius, a prominent highborne within the Night Elf society, played a pivotal role in attracting the attention of the Burning Legion to Azeroth. He firmly believed in Sargeras, the leader of the Burning Legion, considering him a divine entity sent to save the world. Serving as the High Counselor of the Night Elves, Xavius wielded persuasive influence over Queen Azshara and her highborne followers. He manipulated them into conjuring a portal leading to the Twisting Nether, intended as an entry point for the Legion into Azeroth. This led to the arrival of formidable Legion members Hakar the Houndmaster and Malevolent. Despite his zealous efforts, Xavius' scheme faced a considerable obstacle in the form of Malfurion Stormrage. Malfurion's intervention disrupted the spell array that prevented access to the Well of Eternity, ultimately resulting in the destruction of the portal and Xavius' obliteration. However, Sargeras recognized potential in Xavius and resurrected him, but in the act, he grotesquely transformed his physical form, marking him as a satyr, a loyal servant of the Legion. In this new satyr form, Xavius was tasked with converting other highborn into these demonic beings. His promise of power and allegiance to Sargeras enticed unfortunate elves, including Perathan, a close acquaintance to Xavius, to join the ranks of the satyr. Moreover, Sargeras commanded Xavius to capture the one who had thwarted his earlier plans, Malfurion Stormrage. In a fierce confrontation, Malfurion, aided by Chandra's Feathermoon, managed to defeat Xavius. However, despite Xavius' downfall, the affliction of the satyr persisted, allowing these demonized creatures to maintain dominance in various areas of North Kalimdor for years to come. Following the conclusion of the War of the Ancients, while the Night Elves commenced constructing their civilizations in the northern territories of the now diminished Kalimdor, the satyrs withdrew into the world's shadows. For several centuries they quietly amassed power and assets, biding their time to seek retribution against their sworn enemies, the Night Elves. Around 700 years later, as the Night Elf society reverted to a more natural state and experienced a surge in the number of druids, significant changes were unfolding within their fragile society. Amidst the belief that the Satyr Affliction was fading into folklore, one of the horned creatures chose to initiate a pilot of vengeance. Xalan the Feared, a prominent Satyr general, marshaled the Satyr armies, preparing them for impending conflict. His ascent also attracted the attention of remaining Burning Legion remnants stranded on Azeroth after the Great Sundering. Seeking power, they forged alliances with the other demonic entities from the lingering forces. These included the Doomguard and other malevolent beings like Fellhounds and Felguard, all emerging from the sinister depths, answering the call of the Satyr. Unified, this infernal army initiated the first brutal assault on the Night Elven stronghold of Nightrun, throwing the fragile society into yet another devastating conflict. Once more, the Night Elves of Kalimdor confronted the grim reality of war, a landscape painted with bloodshed, death, and profound, grievous loss. Armies of satyrs, self-dubbed as the Soldiers of the Emerald Flame, blazed with an unquenchable thirst for vengeance in honor of their fallen leader, the Satyr Lord Xavius. Employing their destructive fell magic, they engulfed Ashenvale in flames, with the intent on achieving one goal: the complete annihilation of the kaldorei, a civilization. The Night Elves faced devastating losses from the Satyr's relentless assaults. In response, Chandra's Feathermoon, captain of the Sentinels and Tyranda's adopted daughter, devised a strategic plan to combat the demons. Recognizing the need for reinforcements, she proposed summoning the druids from their rest in the Emerald Dream to bolster their forces. Witnessing the corruption inflicted on the Night Elves' forests by Xalan the Feared, Malfurion agreed to Chandra's plea and rallied the most potent druids of Kalimdor to their side. United, the druids and the sentinels ventured deep into the heart of Satyr territory, employing Chandra's astute guerrilla tactics to triumph over many of their foes. As the Satyr and the Night Elven armies clashed near Raynewood's retreat, The Druids utilised diverse magics and transformations against their demonic adversaries. Malfurion even invoked the Light of Elune upon a group of Satyr, denouncing them as traitors. Amidst the skirmish, two young druids, R'hllor Fangfire and Arvel, closest brothers, cooperated to confront a Felguard. While initially bickering, they combined their efforts to defeat it. Arvel summoned vines to ensnare the demon, allowing R'hllor the opportunity to transform into a bear and vanquish the foe. Amidst the battle's chaos, they rushed to Arvel's beloved, Belisra Starbreeze. However, as more Felguard emerged, it became apparent that the kaldorei had fallen into a trap, and they were compelled to retreat. Those who survived, battered and bruised, retreated to Raynewood. The conflict deeply impacted the kaldorei, who were still endeavouring to rebuild their timeless culture following the Sundering. Despite the challenges, it marked an era of creativity among the Druids, driven by the desire to explore and adopt new forms. Consequently, when Malfurion sought to impose limitations on the forms permitted in combat, he faced opposition from his pupils, and R'hllor Fangfire was among them. Malfurion strictly forbade the use of the pack form, a druidic shape that embodies the intense fury of the wolf ancient Goldrin. This particular transformation takes the shape of a powerful wolf, and often leads those who assume it to succumb to the wild instincts of the creature. Malfurion's own experience with the form resulted in a loss of control, leading him to unknowingly attack his mentor, Cenarion. To prevent such unmanageable situations, Malfurion prohibited its use among the Druids. Following the Night Elven retreat to Raynewood, the Night Elves strategized their counterattack. The plan involved a covert strike aimed at the core of the Satyr stronghold, Xavion, named in honor of their deceased leader, Xavius. The objective was a dual approach. One faction, led by Chandris Feathermoon, aimed to eliminate the Felguard commanders, while another, commanded by R'hllor and Arvel, targeted the prominent general, Xalan the Feared. Ultimately, R'hllor successfully executed Xalan the Feared, the Satyr leader, as part of this two-pronged assault. After the small victory against the Satyrs and the defeat of Xalan the Feared, R'hllor continued to disregard Malfurion's ban of the Wolfpack druidic form. Together with his fierce companions, they succumbed to their own uncontrollable fury, causing chaos among allies and enemies alike during the battle. R'hllor, transformed and deluded by pack form, assaulted the sentinels engaged in combat against the Satyrs. It was there he killed his own kind and slaughtered 4 Night Elven sentinels and inflicted wounds upon Chandris. Night Elves bitten by these wolf beasts fell prey to a devastating curse, transforming them into worgons. This dire situation led Malfurion to ponder the state of Druidism, recognizing the need for regulation to prevent individuals like R'hllor Fangfire from abusing their druidic powers. Consequently, Malfurion and his followers established the Cenarion Circle, an orderly institution responsible for guiding and overseeing the world's druids and their practices. Their primary task became dealing with the Worgen menace. Reluctantly, Malfurion made the decision to exile R'hllor and the Worgen to the Emerald Dream. He believed they would find a peaceful eternal rest beneath the enchanted tree, Darelnir. After the conflict, certain druids came to perceive their essence as wild beings, considering their humanoid appearance as a facade. They departed from the Night Elf civilization, relocating to the island of the Verdant Wilds, where they vanished for millennia. Subsequently, Malfurion entered the Emerald Dream, while Tyrande and her sentinels persistently patrolled Ashenvale, ensuring the constant suppression of the remaining Satyrs. Following these events, Ashenvale experienced a phase of calmness, granting the Night Elves the opportunity to extend their dominion and delve into the diverse facets of nature that captivated their curiosity. During this peaceful era, the tranquility lingered until the onset of the Third War, and that marks the conclusion of our account of the War of the Satyr. We appreciate your presence on this expedition through this fierce conflict between the Night Elves and the Satyr. Stay close to the library, for the tale of Ashenvale is soon to unfold.